We see that there's a lot of financial pressure, there's family conflict as well as loneliness. And we've also seen that grief is resurfacing because it's all about family time. And a lot of people lost their loved ones during the period of the year. Many people may also feel unhappy. There's that expectation that they want to take on the stress by themselves. And then the New Year resolutions that they've put up for themselves can also put a lot of pressure on them.
So many people experience increased stress financially, emotionally, or socially. What advice do you have for listeners who may feel overwhelmed during this holiday?
I would encourage people to set realistic expectations. They need to slow down a bit and take things one day at a time because obviously one can't achieve everything all at once. And it's honestly okay to set boundaries and it's okay to ask for support. We don't always need to carry all the weight on our own shoulders because it becomes overwhelming at a point. So no one needs to manage everything by themselves.
Now, we know alcohol consumption tends to rise in December. How does this contribute to unsafe situations, and what can people do to minimize the risk?
That is indeed true. Alcohol consumption tends to rise during December. It's holiday season, it's festive season, people are enjoying out there. However, alcohol lowers judgment and can lead to conflict or risky behaviors or decisions. And one of the safest approaches is to pace yourself, know your limits, you know yourself. Stay with people that you trust and eat before you actually go out drinking. Plan your way home before you go out. We cannot tell people that they must not drink, but what we're trying to say is that you need to do it responsibly because if you do overdo it, there will be some consequences that comes with that.
What are some of the key tips for parents and caregivers to keep children emotionally and physically safe during the festive period?
During the festive period, it's a crazy time, and everyone is busy up and down and so on. So sometimes we tend to forget about the little ones that are within our care. So we would really encourage parents or caregivers to just keep an eye out on the children, ensure that if there's anything that makes them feel uncomfortable, that they can go to you and speak to you. It's very important that we need to openly speak about body boundaries and consent in age appropriate ways. So, one of the things that we would also like to encourage is that let us try and limit exposure to conflict or alcohol fueled environments and make sure that a child has that at least that one adult that they can turn to if they feel unsafe or if they may feel overwhelmed.
Now, reports of GBV often spike during the holidays. What should someone do if they find themselves or someone they know in an unsafe situation?
Safety always comes first. It's very important to move the person to a safe space and call for help at that point. So in case if you're supporting someone else that might be going through GBV, try and listen to them without judgment and help them reach emergency services or even our toll-free numbers, which are 116 or 106, which is the GBV helpline. So yeah, they are accessible 24/7, even during the festive period for both adults and children. But safety comes first.
And for those struggling with loneliness, grief, or mental health challenges during the festive season, what are some practical coping strategies that they can apply?
The most important thing is to acknowledge how you feel because there's no right way to experience holidays because of all the different factors that contribute to it. Another important one is to connect with even one supportive person. Try and keep small routines that can ground you and be gentle with yourself because you only do have yourself and you need to be gentle with yourself. So those are some of the things that can assist as coping strategies during this holiday season.
Yeah. Now, besides telephonic counseling, what type of support can Lifeline Childline offer someone who feels they have nowhere else to turn during this period?
So we offer confidential, compassionate listening and practical support, and we also guide to the next steps. So apart from the helplines, people that are based in Windhoek can come into the office for face-to-face sessions. And if we see that we have a client reaching out to us through any of the regions, we can also refer them to support services that are available within their region. So it's all about linkages, referrals, and so forth. But the face-to-face counseling as well as the telephonic counseling would be the main services that we would be providing during the festive season.